Yes, uh, welcome to VT class. When I say VT class, I mean vital tutorial. Still on first principle. Please, I encourage you to like, comment, and subscribe. Please share this video with your friends from various institutions, students preparing for IGMB, JUPEB, WAEC, and NECO, etc. Thanks. Okay, so here we'll be dealing with y equals to what? Cot s. When we say cot s is nothing but what? 1 over tan s. So I can rewrite this as 1 all over what? Tan s. So I always told you make this your equation what? 1. Then equation 2 is nothing but you add change in y to y, change in s to what? S. So change in y plus y equals to 1 all over tan s plus change in what? S. This one is my equation what? 2. So subtract equation 2 from 1. This one we always cancel. Why we always cancel out? Why we always cancel out? Then we left with what? Change in y. Then we left with 1 all over tan s plus change in s minus 1 all over tan s. So the next thing is to find your LCM. The LCM of this and this is still the 2. So tan s into tan s plus change in s bracket. This we cancel this. Then we'll be left with what? Tan s. Tan s times 1 is still what? Tan s minus tan s divided by tan s is nothing but what? 1. So we'll be left with this. This times 1 is still what? Tan s plus what? Change in s. So for this, you have to recall. You recall from tan a plus b is nothing but what? Tan a plus tan b all over 1 minus tan a tan b. So it means this one will be my a there will be what? S, and my b will be what? Change in s. So it means tan s plus change in s will be equals to tan s plus tan change in s all over 1 minus what? Tan s tan change in s. I hope you are following. So I will substitute this right here. Substitute this right here. So it means change in y will be equals to tan s minus, open your bracket, tan s plus tan change in s all over 1 minus tan s tan change in what? S all over tan s tan s plus change in s. I hope you get this. Yeah. So now the next thing is, please let's focus on this numerator part first. Then we'll come back to this. Change in y will be equals to, now if I put over 1 here, the LCM of this and this is still nothing but what? 1 minus what? Tan s tan change in what? S. 1 in this is still this times tan s is nothing but what? Tan s into 1 minus tan s tan change in s. Close your bracket. This minus is going to neutralize everything inside this bracket. And before that, this in this is 1. And 1 times everything here is still this. So we have to open the bracket with this minus. Minus times tan s is minus tan s. Minus times this is minus tan change in s. I hope you get this. So you can now say all over tan s into tan s plus change in s. I hope you got this right. So now we can now clear the bracket. Change in y will be equals to tan s times 1 is tan s minus this times this. Tan s times tan s, tan change in s, tan s times tan s is nothing but what? Tan square s tan change in s minus tan s minus tan change in s all over 1 minus tan s tan change in s all over tan s tan s. You look at this will cancel out this. I hope you are following. So it means that change in y will be equals to be left with minus tan square s tan change in s minus tan change in s all over what? All over 1 minus tan s tan change in s all over tan s tan s plus what? Change in s. To save time, what is here, I can rewrite this as this. I can rewrite it as this. I can write it as divided by tan s into tan s plus what? Change in s. Then your free bracket all over what? 1. Don't forget, if you change to what? Multiplication. Are you getting that? To change to multiplication, this one will go up, this one will come down. So to change to multiplication, say times 1 all over 1 all over tan s into tan s plus change in s. So like this. I hope you get this right. So now change in y now will be equals to, so the next thing, if you look at this, something is common. Tan change in s is common. I'll factor it out. So minus minus, I'll factor out minus tan change in s minus tan change in s into what? I'll be left with what here? I'll be left with tan square s plus 1 all over 1 minus tan s tan change in s into tan s into tan s plus what? Change in s. So that's it. So now the next thing is to divide through by what? Change in s. So if I divide through by change in s, I'll be left with what? Change in y over change in s, which will be equals to, I'm having tan change in s here, and I know that the limit as change in s approaches 0 of tan change in s over change in s is nothing but what? 1. And tan change in s into tan square s plus 1 all over 1 minus tan s tan change in s into tan s plus change in s, like this, all over change in s. If I write this one change in s here, it will just be like this, change in s change in s over 1, then it will be what? Times 1 all over what? Change in s. So this one too will change to what? Times 1 all over change in s. So this change in s now, I can bring it here. So I'll let it to be at the bottom of this, to be the denominator for change in s. So change in y over change in s will be equals to minus tan change in s all over change in s, then multiply by what? Tan square s plus 1 all over what? All over 1 minus tan s tan change in s into tan s into tan s plus change in s. So something like that, just what is here right there. So now change in y all over change in s will be equals to, so if I take the limit, no, sorry, don't take the limit yet, minus tan change in s over change in s multiplied by tan square s plus 1 all over, let me multiply 2, this multiplied by 1, because I did not write it well here, that's why I'm still referring to what is here is still what is here. So this multiplied by 1 is going to give me tan s into what? Tan s plus change in s minus this multiplied by this is going to give me tan square s then tan square s is going to give me tan square s, tan change in this multiplied by this is going to give us this, then this multiplied is going to give us tan s times tan s is tan square s. This multiplied by this is going to be what? Tan change in s, tan s plus change in s, like that. Let me use this way so that we see it clearly. So it looks tedious, but very simple. Consistent practice will help you a lot, and this you will achieve by watching my video consistently. So now change in y all over change in s now will be equals to minus tan change in s all over change in s multiplied by tan square s plus 1 all over tan s tan s plus change in s minus tan square s tan change in s tan s plus change in s. So now the next thing is to take the limit. If I take the limit, change in y over change in s will be equals to minus lim as change in s approaching 0 of tan change in s all over change in s multiplied by the limit as change in s approaching 0 of tan square s plus 1 all over tan s plus change in s minus tan square s tan change in s into s plus change in s. So change in y over change in s will be, sorry, I want to take the limit of this also. Limit as change in s approaching 0 of change in y over change in s. So this one is nothing but the y over the s, which will be everything here is nothing but what? 1. So I'll be left with what? Minus 1. Minus lim. Anywhere I see change in s, I'll put 0. Put 0 here. Tan 0 is nothing but what? 0. If I put 0 here, tan 0, everything here will be what? 0. Everything here will be 0. So if I put 0 here, I'll be left with what? S. If I put 0 here, tan 0 is 0. 0 times this 0, 0 times this, everything here will be 0. Putting 0 here, everything here is 0. So put 0 here, you have what? S plus 0, which is S. And this multiplied by 0, you get this back. I'll be left with tan S. So now I'll be left with lim as, sorry, I already put 0 there, so I'll be left with tan square S plus 1 over tan S multiplied by what? Tan S. And you know that this one is nothing but what? Sec square what? Sec square S. The y over the s will be equals to minus sec square s all over what? All over tan s. Or let me say tan square s. So what is here is the same thing as, you know, your sec square s. Sec square s is nothing but what? 1 all over what? Cos square s. Don't forget your minus. Then divided by tan square s. And your tan square s is nothing but what? It's nothing but sine square s all over what? Cos square s. So if it is like that, this one, please don't forget, this one is division. This division that is here, this is here. Sec square s is nothing but 1 all over what? Cos square s divided by sine tan square s will be what? Sine square s over what? Cos square s. So minus 1 all over cos square s times cos square s all over what? Sine square s. This we cancel out this, and we'll be left with what? So we'll be left with the y all over the s is going to be equals to minus 1 over what? Sine square s. The y over the s is equals to and 1 all over sine. 1 all over sine is nothing but what? Cosec. So here it's going to be what? Minus cosec square s. So here ends the proof. Please, if you enjoy my video, kindly like and subscribe, and please don't forget to share with your colleagues, your friends from other what institution, especially students studying mathematics and engineering. You cannot do without this. Thanks.